Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lessons, Learning, and Readings with Larkin. I am Larkin, live to you here from the United States. Welcome, welcome, welcome. First of all, I want to say thank you all for showing up. I have missed you the past week or so. I've had a lot of family stuff going on, and horse stuff going on, and weather stuff going on, and it's been nuts. But that's life. And I want to, for those of you who aren't familiar with my broadcast here, I want to share a little bit with you about what we do and how we do things, as usual. And then what I do is I share some wisdom from Spirit, because when I started reading on Veronica's page here, Spirit asked me to please share something from them, because Spirit always knows who is on these lives and who is listening. So whether you are on the live today or whether you are listening on the rebroadcast, please know that Spirit always knows who's on here. So maybe you're listening to this 5 years from now or 3 years from now. It's still going to be something relevant, even if you don't think it's a direct answer to your question. Okay. So we are going to get into that, because today's I find very interesting what Spirit wants me to share. I want to quick say hi to everybody first. Some new people, some of my regulars that I have missed last week. Let's see who we have here. Danielle says, good morning. Where are you listening from, Danielle? I love that we have people from all around the world. And here it's 4 p.m. Where I am, and it's 9 p.m. in the UK. So I'm wondering where Danielle is. Paul, welcome. You took an early nap today and you're back to the open library. Let's see. Awesome. Great to see you, Paul. That's great. Let's see. Christine, welcome. Andrea Reese, Kim Davis, great to see you all. Autumn Shimp, hello. Donna Ray, hi guys. And welcome back from PA. I love it, Paul. That's great. So, we're getting into the holiday season, and I find that there's always a flux and there's subtle and obvious shifts that happen in my audience, in the way the broadcasts go, in people's questions and concerns that pop up this time of year. And, Spirit is very privy to that, guys. I did bring my cards, by the way. I'm checking out right now. But one of the things that I thought was interesting is that when Spirit comes through with its guidance for you guys, it's, usually in the form of more of like a lesson, or hi, Ian, hi, Kay, something like that. And what I find interesting is that today, right as I was getting ready for the broadcast, Spirit came in and said, we want you to share, because I just had the Meet Your Spirit Guides event this past Saturday, which was amazing. But Spirit said, today we want you to share as an example for people how your spirit guides help you handle kind of wild and crazy busy times in life, right? So I'm going to take that from Spirit, because that's what they want me to share with you. And then we'll get into our readings. Okay. You love the tree in the background. Isn't it lovely? Thank you. I sat here intentionally so you could see it. It's not decorated yet, but this year I'm putting up 4 trees in our Victorian farmhouse. So I'm so excited. So hopefully I'll get to do a video for you guys in front of each one of them. So thanks for noticing. But here's the thing, life is always going to have challenges, right? That's one of the things we're here for. The fact that life gets more chaotic and more hectic during holidays or holiday seasons isn't actually a universal reality. It is actually our reality. It's our man-made reality, okay, or human-made reality. I don't get offended by that, guys. I just say man-made reality. It doesn't matter to me. So this is very pertinent, because you can have a series of birthdays, a series of holidays, a holiday season, a Christmas season, a Hanukkah season, whatever you celebrate. You can actually have that and not have it be crazy, chaotic, and stressful. You have to learn how to match that way of thinking for yourself. You have to learn how to untrain yourself to be the way society and those around you have programmed you to be. Okay. It is actually a choice, but we don't realize what most of our choices are. So that's the first thing. Then Spirit says, well, that's the important mindset part of it, which all of you actually need. But the other part of that, thank you guys for your feedback. I love when you give the likes and the hearts because I know it's resonating with you. Okay. Hey, Keith, welcome. But the part Spirit wants me to walk you guys through for a minute is how can you use your intuition, which is the voice of your soul, and how can you use your spirit team to help you get through that? Let's say you haven't done any mindset work or mindset coaching. Let's say you have no idea how to change that, like I just suggested. How can you work with your spirit team to help you with that? Well, believe it or not, Spirit is exceedingly practical. Your spirit team is not actually giving you the ooga booga fluff that you go and think you're getting from a reader. Either maybe it doesn't come through the reader, maybe it does, but when you get a good reading, typically you're going to get practical advice. It's going to be practical guidance because your spirit team knows you're here now in physical form, experiencing being a human, right? So the stress is not actually what's happening. The stress is how you're perceiving it, the meaning you've been taught to give it. In that 95% of your subconscious mind, you are not aware of. Guys, see, don't forget that. Part of what your spirit team does is guide you to be more self-aware because you're actually only aware of 5% of what your programming is. And that's how you create your life. That's why you try to make changes and transform your life and you feel like you don't get anywhere. This is why mindset coaching is important along with the spiritual and conscious work. Okay. It's really vital. And most people only do one or the other, if any. So Spirit says to me, tell them how you work with your spirit team. Well, what I do is I journal. I spend silent time. I spend silent time in nature. What does that do? That makes sure I have times that nature protects you so you can hear the voice of your soul, so you can hear your intuition. And my Awakening Your Intuition clients are learning this. Okay. So that's one thing I do because my thoughts can get just as confused as yours do, right? I can go in circles. I can have procrastinate. I can have trouble making decisions. But if I take time to meditate, to walk in nature, to spend silent time alone, to journal, to talk with my spirit team, they can validate my intuition. They can give me gut feelings as to or yeah, and that pulls me out of my thinking. So what would I advise? I would advise that you spend less time gabbing with people on the phone, less time gossiping, less time complaining, less time emphasizing what you're stressed and worried about, because that you always go where your focus is. So that creates more. And spend at least a minimum of 20 to 30 minutes a day. I'd say more than that, but morning and evening connecting to your spirit team. And how do you do that? Not by controlling your thoughts. You're not going to be able to do that initially, but you do that by giving your spirit team a chance to come through, giving your intuitive voice a chance to actually come through the noise of your thinking, because you are not your thinking. You are the observer behind your thoughts, as Eckhart Tolle says. So that's also where your spirit team resides. So please give yourself a fighting chance. Give yourself the opportunity to actually hear what your spirit team's saying. Okay. So as we get into readings, I want to thank Spirit for that. That was actually fun that they asked me to share that today. As a person who works closely with my spirit team was like, share this with them, please. Guys. So I thought I connected with my family before I got on live, but obviously I did not. What was I saying? So this time our spirit team was like, guys, stop. I'm on live. You have to stop. So So my spirit team this time was saying, you be the one that gives them the example, right? So you guys can follow that. And that's a really simple recipe they gave you. Just make sure you cut out that quiet time each day. Okay. If you like this, and when this resonates to you, make sure you guys post a like or a heart or something. So I know it resonates. Merry Christmas, Karen. And also, so more people can find Veronica's page and they can find my live page. Okay. Katie Newkirk, hello. Joe White. Okay, so let's get into readings. Don't forget, my spirit team always says that I'm super thorough, which we all love, but on the live free online readings, I do make a distinction. My spirit team does ask me to please be more efficient and go more quickly than if you scheduled a live, or if you were one of my clients, or if you were on one of my small group online readings like angel parties, which other readers have as well. And this is because the online free readings are there to help and support as many of you as possible who need these. And then if you want something more in depth, you can register or pay for that with a reader you trust, because that's an energy exchange. Okay. And a lot of us do this as, a way of making a living, but it's an energy exchange. So you're going to invest more depending on more time. So I am going to try to do what Spirit wants me to do and help as many as possible, because Spirit says to me, the free online readings are for comfort, validation, and guidance, so that people have that immediately. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Katie, sincerity. Yes, sincerity is good. I'm going to star a couple of these guys. Great questions. Hi, Joe. Welcome. So Joe says, how do we trust its spirit and not our own thoughts? Wow. So I'm going to try to give you a quick summarized, the answer I can give you here online. That is actually something that I discuss with my clients more in depth. Not that I wouldn't like to here. It's just that this actually takes something to learn. You have to actually practice and learn how to distinguish between a spirit and your own thoughts. But here's what Spirit asked me to share with you right now. Okay. And then if you'd like further instruction on that, you can find someone who can teach that. You can schedule a discovery call if you'd like to see with me about the Awakening Your Intuition program, where my clients actually learn to do this. But your question actually entails some practice, because we're not raised, we innately know the difference, but when we're children, that's taken away from us, right? So we're not raised to learn that difference anymore. So here's a few things Spirit wants me to share with you, okay? Number one, your spirit team, which is like your spirit guides, your angels, your loved ones that have crossed over, ascended masters you might need to be working with you, they your spirit guides specifically will have the same voices like your intuition. Okay, it's not the same, because the intuition is the voice of your soul, right? Trying to speak through your busy egoic mind and thoughts, your programming. But your spirit team, specifically your spirit guides, are always going to give you the same guidance and advice as your intuition. Why? Because your intuition, the voice of your soul, is actually speaking from the other side, and is privy to all the same universal wisdom and information and guidance beyond space and time that your spirit guides are. Okay. So if you can learn to know and trust your intuition, and that is the still peaceful voice behind your thoughts, okay, then that's also going to be the same guidance and information as your spirit team. So even if you can't tell the difference between your intuition and your spirit team for right now, like since you're not my client, you're not working with me, that's good enough. Okay. Here's another way you can tell that will help all of you guys. If it is your mind, your egoic mind, it's going to be chaotic, confusing, busy, noisy. You're probably going to be confused, right? It might even invoke fear or frustration or jealousy, those types of emotions. Okay. If it is spirit, that means your intuition or your spirit team, it's going to be loving. It's going to be um it's going to be peaceful, it's going to be patient, and it's going to softly and kindly repeat itself, right? So your spirit team, your ego might say, "Oh my God, how can I get this done?" It's always looking for how. Your mind, your own thoughts are always going to be in the past and the future. Your own thoughts are going to be like, "Oh my God, if I don't get this done by this time, they're going to be mad at me. I'm going to be so embarrassed." Or, "Oh God, remember this happened 5 years ago when they showed up for Christmas? I just don't want them here. What am I going to do?" That's your mind. But your spirit, your soul, your spirit team is going to say, "It's okay. Just take a deep breath. Everything works out. It's okay. Trust yourself." Or, just give them a call. Just give them a call. Or, "This year may not be the best year to host Christmas. This year might not be the best year to host Christmas. This year might not be the best year to host." Okay. It'll be a gentle, positive, kind repetition. Or if it's more of a warning, it will still be calm and kind. Okay. And loving. So I hope that helps, Joe. Please let me know if that helps. That is such a powerful question. And again, we could spend a long time talking about it, but the summary Spirit just asked me to share with you should get you through immediately. Okay. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to star some of these guys. I'm scrolling down. If I don't say hi to you guys, I mean, if I don't say hi to you, I seriously don't see you. Okay. So I'm going to try to say hi to everyone. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me get rid of the troll first. Oh my goodness. Medium Elisa, you got to go. Yeah, so calmly, Joe. That's right. That's them. You got it. All right. All is well, Rebecca. Thank you. All right. So it's all a process, guys. All right. I'm going to go back up here, guys. Don't forget, I'm trying to see everyone and say hi to everyone. So I do not ignore you if I do not say hi to you for some reason. Sometimes I get off and then on the comments I look later. I'm like, "Oh, shoot, man. I missed so-and-so. I don't know how I missed them." I'm just scrolling down here to what I charged. Let's see. I don't know what you mean, Katie, about notifications. Yes, Keith, I am live today. I'm sorry I've missed you. Let's see here. Ian, are you still there, Ian? Let me know if you're there. You're in Australia, Danielle. That's what I thought. Awesome. Oh my gosh, so good. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I haven't gone live. We've had like 12 inches of rain here, and I've been helping my husband take care of his dad, and we've had a house full of people, and it's just been nuts. But I missed you all. All right. So let's see, Ian, if you're there. Let's see what Spirit says for you. I still have 40 minutes, so I can try to get to a lot of people here. Good. All right, Rebecca, I see you. I've got you started. Okay. Yes, Ian. Good. Okay. Oxford. Awesome. All right. So let's see, Ian. Interesting. I see I see a few energy blocks actually, Ian, that you have. Hi, Katie. I'm going to pull a couple cards for you, but I do see a couple energy blocks that you have going on. Interesting. So these also have to do with some manifesting of your dreams and your visions, Ian. They're showing me that you need to really okay, so there's a couple different things. Now, number one, you got transmutation. This means transmutation's coming up for you. I'm going to explain to you what that means because it's different than change, and it's actually different than transformation as well. I also show the card from manifesting dreams. Got manifesting your dreams going on. So we're going to be talking about that as well. And this is where some of the energy blocks are. But keep in mind that transmutation cannot happen without blocks. So obstacles are opportunities, right? So your spirit team is showing me like these blocks they're not bad, they're your obstacles. Guys, when we have challenges, we have blocks, whether we're aware of them or not. They're not things to be avoided or necessarily run away from. This is the problem most people make, because we either make decisions to move towards pleasure or away from pain. It's usually away from pain. So when we have things we want to change or transform out of or transmute, there have to be obstacles there for that to happen. Obstacles are opportunities. And so most people, I would go to venture to say most of you, when you have obstacles or things you think are in your way, we're taught in our society to see them as being blocks, to stopping us from getting what we want, to stopping us from manifesting what we want. It's actually the opposite. It's there as our opportunity, because you have to become the person that is what it is you want to manifest. You have to become that person, right? So let's say you want to be financially free. You cannot be financially free with the mindset of a person that is lacking, a person that is wanting, a person that has a victim mentality, a person that thinks, oh, it's just my luck. It's not even possible. Even if you win the lottery, you won't keep it. Okay. So the things that are here for transmutation for you, Ian, and this is spiritual because your practical, everyday, down to earth life, guys, is spiritual. There's a great book. I cannot remember the name of it, but it's called the name of the author. It's a like a yellow book with black and red and white writing on it. It's called Your Life is Your Message. So don't try to avoid life to get to your spiritual path and message. Your life is your spiritual path and message. Okay. And the things that you think are in the way of your dreams are there so that you want something, so that you're tempted, right? It's like a worm on a hook for a fish. And then everything we see in the way are these obstacles that are the opportunity to help transform us into the versions of ourselves that can have that thing we want, that can have that dream life that we want. Now, what they're showing me, Ian, is that with you, there's some questions there, because it's like it's not fully clear necessarily. So I don't know if either you feel as though you need to be clear about some answers about things that you want to complete your vision, to have a solid vision where everything sort of fits together, and you feel like you don't know the answers, you haven't quite decided, you don't quite have a clear vision. That's actually okay. You don't have to know all the pieces, and it can morph. You know why? Because it's vibrational frequency, and everything you envision, like I'm a manifesting coach. So when I teach people to envision, when you envision something, it can change. It will change, because it's actually what you're envisioning is actually it's actually your current imagination and idea of the frequency that you're reaching for. So if that formulation of that vision of the feeling and the frequency you're reaching for shifts within your own mind, it doesn't matter to the universe. That doesn't matter, because it's still the frequency and the feeling you're going for. Okay. The last card I got for you, though, is flow. And what this tells me is that they're wanting you to go a little bit more with the flow of the things that you're resisting, that you want to transmute. Because right now they're showing me the flow sort of seems like it's not matching the direction you think you want to go. But it's because they're telling me that it's because you're not perceiving the things you want to change and transform and transmute in a way that will serve you. So go with the flow. What you resist will persist. I don't know who said that, but I love that quote. I use it with my manifesting clients all the time. You got to do that. Okay. Go with the flow and look at the flow. Be curious about how things are going. Find the things that seem to be the things you want to change and transform, that you think are getting in the way of your dreams. And then trust in the dreams and understand that transmutation is actually becoming something completely new. It's like the phoenix. So change is like me changing the color of my hair. I can change it back and forth. Transformation is like the caterpillar to the butterfly. You cannot go back to the caterpillar. Once you're the butterfly, you're the butterfly. Okay. But then the transmutation is like that butterfly becoming a new version of itself. The transmutation is it literally becomes something else. And that's where you are. So in the next 3 to 6 months, it might feel a little bit turbulent for you. They're saying 3 to 4, 3 to 4, 3 to 4 for the turbulent. I'm like, okay. So 3 to 6, I said, because this process is going to happen over the next 6 months. The 3 to 4 months might feel a little bit turbulent for you, but understand that is, it's going to feel like it's happening in a very down to earth way, but it's actually a huge part of your spiritual path. Okay. Hi, Jolie. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Camelia. Welcome. Hello, Shellanne. So let me know, Ian, if this helped, if this resonates with you, please. I'm gonna scroll down here and see if that resonates, and keep me posted, please. I'm so excited when those things happen. Okay. Thank you for letting me read for you. I'm going to scroll back up here, guys. I'm just going where spirit guides me. I'm going to get to as many of you as I can. I've got some of you starred here. I see your request, Joe. Let's see here. Hold on. South Africa, welcome. Alrika, welcome. I'm glad that helps, Autumn. Okay. Let's see here. Hold on. I'm trying to understand what Katie's saying here. Oh, I see what you're saying, Katie. That's funny. Yeah, Katie, that's because we live in she's talking about like, asking when things are going to happen, how honest some spirit guides are. And what I'll say is, yes, they're super honest. But we humans need to not be so caught up in the time. Okay. We need to not get so caught up in the time frame of things. That really keeps us stuck. Good evening, Deborah. Welcome. Okay. All right, hold on here. I'm just going for the next one I have starred, guys. Katie, what is it you're wanting to know, Katie? What is it you're wanting to know? So Katie is one of my Awakening Your Intuition clients. So I get to see her throughout the week anyway, because she's in my group and I see her every week. So Katie, what is it that you're wanting today? What is it that you're wanting to know? You saw butterflies after your dad passed, Keith. Yes, awesome. Oftentimes spirit comes in butterflies. I've got you starred to Cornelia. Okay. Very interesting. You'll take that advice. You're welcome, Ian. It is interesting. But guys, understand when spirit comes through, it's practical advice. If you can't walk away from here and make powerful choices and shift and change what you're doing, I ask you, what good is that? What good is having a spirit team if you cannot do something with it? Okay. They're here to help you in your life. Okay. Case, I don't really know just anything for my highest good. Okay. Hi, Cindy. All is well. How are you? Great to see you. Welcome, Helen. Okay. All right. So let's see, Katie. Okay. So Katie, you have, and actually even before you joined my Awakening Your Intuition, Katie, this was big on your forefront is growth. You have a lot of growth coming up. You're going through a lot of growth right now. Okay. So one of the reasons you're expanding your wisdom and your confidence with your intuitive abilities in the Awakening Your Intuition program. This growth, just as we talked about with Ian, obstacles or opportunities, this growth has to do with the challenges that you're dealing with right now as well. So we need to embrace our growth. We need to embrace it and look at what it's there to offer us. Okay. And you're doing that. I get the purification card for you. And I'm seeing that for you, Katie, that also means that, your mind it's more in terms of thought. Okay. And purifying old energies. You don't have to worry about controlling your thoughts, but pay attention to how busy your mind actually is, right? It's so busy all the time. And they're wanting you to experience what it's like to have more of a quiet mind where you get even more valuable information and guidance from that observer behind your thoughts, which is what you're working on right now. Okay. During this period of time that you're doing this, Katie, you're in a great state of grace. So they're saying to me, look up, do some research, do some investigating on grace. Listen to some Dr. Wayne Dyer in reference to what is grace, because grace is a really sacred thing, guys. We're all given and granted grace, but we also earn it. We can also enhance our grace, okay? And you are really being held in a tremendous state of grace right now as you're going through different challenges in your life. So let me know if that resonates with you. Journal on these three: growth, purification, that means really of your thoughts. Be very vigilant about what you're thinking and what direction those thoughts take you, because they manifest, right? And then also your gratitude for the state of grace being given to you. Okay. Oh, I know you're busy. Your mind is busy. It is busy. That was wonderful. Thank you for letting me read for you. Okay. All right. Let me see here, guys. I'm just tapping into spirit here to see where they want me to go next. I'm letting them do the guidance here. Let's see. Whoops, where'd it go? Katie says, I feel that deeply making about changes based on guidance from the spirit team. Yes, that is very important. That should be an integral part of your everyday life. Hi, Carrie. Yeah, it's great to see you, Carrie. I missed last week, but I haven't seen you in a little while. It's good to see you. I'm glad that resonates. Thank you for letting me know, Katie. We can talk about this Friday as well. All right. Let me see. Let me scroll up here. Gotta go back up here, guys, to my little starred ones. I want to get to. Sorry, guys. It takes me a minute to scroll up here. Joe, let me know if you're still here. And Andrea, let me know if you're still there. Got you guys starred next, okay? I see you, Michelle. Guys, don't forget, I'm going to ask if you're present before I read for you, because a lot of times people either get impatient and they get off. They're not paying attention to the guidance and wisdom that's actually coming through for all of you when I'm answering someone else's or reading for someone else. So people log off, or people just get busy and they can't stay on. So I do always check to make sure people are on first, okay, before I move on. Okay, I figured you were. I know you want this reading badly. Okay. So let's see here. Let's tune in. Once I start doing the mediumship stuff, lots of different souls come in. So let's see. I feel a lot of love and warmth around you, Joe. That is for sure. I'm definitely being shown, a a lot of, obviously there's going to be a lot of sadness. But this is really, you can really see this in your auric energy, just sort of like a real dip in energy, a dip in your motivation, in your inspiration, in your pep, in your sort of enthusiasm for life. He's showing me that is concerning for him. And as the energy of your husband comes through, he's sharing that, a couple words are coming to mind. Your vivaciousness for life, your persistence. He said there's a very special energy about you that is so alive. And he just feels like, since he has crossed over, there's just this dampness on all of that, which is understandable. but he wants you to get that spark back, not because he wants it, because he wants you to be able to live with that spark. He wants you to have that. And he's showing me that it will happen. It's just going to, it's going to happen through the healing process. It's just going to take a matter of time, um, as well. And he's sort of like cupping his hand like this. So I'm not sure if, there's something that's sort of palm size, and I'm not sure if these are like fruits or a cup of coffee or a glass or something like that. But he's showing me sort of energy in his hand, but not an actual tangible items. He's like sort of reaching out and handing you. So is it a symbol to you? Maybe there's something that it is that you like to do, that you do or work with in your hands, things like that, that's going to bring back that liveliness for you. But he said there's things you need to do physically, tangibly, with your body, with your time, um, to get back into a habit and pattern that is going to create a space without his physical presence, for you to get back into that energy, for you to really get back into loving and enjoying life again. And he says those things are very important. He's showing me they may not be the same things that you did before, and that's okay. But he's trying to energetically hold space for you to create, and he doesn't want you to think of it as a life without him, a life with his energy in a different place, in a different way. And there are always these big holes, Joe, where it just feels so empty. And what his soul is trying to do right now is encouraging you to fill in that energy now. You have to fill in that energy on your own where that physical presence was not. Okay. He also wants to say, and I have to say this gently with a grain of salt. Was it coffee, Joe? Okay. I don't know. It just seemed like something, it seemed like something like edible and very tangible, but it's just energy to me. I'm just seeing it as energy, but his hand is like holding it and handing it towards you. Yes, you've changed so much. Okay. So, but here's the thing, is that, uh, okay, sorry, I want to make sure. Hi, Paul, welcome back. So what he wants to make sure you know is that, so first of all, when souls cross over, they are always okay. All right. And so any of feelings of feeling bad or sorry or concern or worry about him shouldn't even be in question for you. Okay, because we're always the ones that are not okay, that don't seem okay. They make this transition easily. Transforming back into non-physical is easy. It's those of us left here with the egoic mind that struggles and fights and resists everything, that are caught in the world of time and space, that struggle. And he sees that, right? He sees that he's not suffering and he's okay, and he doesn't want you to suffer either. And, recent or not, he doesn't want you to get caught in that way. He doesn't want a personality change to become your new personality, right? He wants you to still keep that vivaciousness, that love for life, regardless. And so, in order to do that, I think his message here, his concern is, make sure you're doing that like now. Don't put off and put off and put off and put off until mourning and losing that vivacity for life sort of becomes a way of life, because he says it does with some people. The other thing is there's two aspects here, and I'm going to try to say this very gently. It's hard to say it the way he's saying it, because it's an energy, a frequency translation, and there aren't really words that sound good for it here. So I'm going to try to make it sound as good as he's making it sound. Okay. He's okay, good. That resonates with you. Excellent. Um they don't miss you on the other side. Let's put it that way. Okay. They love you. He loves you as much, even more on the other side, because there's all this unconditional love that is just limitless over there. Is still as ever present with you as he was. It's just that physical experience for you is not there of having him present, right? So, as Spirit has asked me to say to those who have had a loved one cross over, human or non-human, your relationship has not ended, Joe, with your husband. It has merely transformed. It has not ended. It is transformed. For him, it's quick and easy. He knows how to connect with you. He can sense you. He can hear you. He still feels that closeness because part of your soul is still on the other side, right? There's only a part of you that's incarnated here. For him, it's a split second that he's away from you. For you, it's years, right? So the perspectives are different. So it helps if you know that your relationship is only transformed. Okay, it's not over. Also know that he says, his passing was at the perfect time. Even though it never seems that way here to us, it doesn't seem that way to you. Souls choose. We choose before we even come to this world when and how we're going to pass, and then we can change that while we're here. But it's always for the greater good. There's always a reason for it that you're not going to understand. Okay, so he understands now a lot more that you don't, that he didn't understand before either. So you can know and trust and feel in that guidance. When he's sharing things like this or comes through for you in a reading, you can trust what he's saying because he's privy now to the knowledge beyond space and time. He will say that although they don't say on the other side, we're sorry we had to leave you. I think a lot of mediums convey it that way. That's not really what they're saying because all souls and spirits know the bigger picture once they've crossed over. But he will say in a human sense that he knows and sees and recognizes and is sorry for the, what you are having to go through and experience in making that growth to get back to the lively and life-loving self that you are. But he says you can and you will do it. His advice to you, though, is just make sure that the morning version of you does not become the permanent personality, because sometimes it does with people. He's like, allow it to be, but create space for your own life. He says there is no guilt here. Do not feel bad or guilty about anything. Anything you throw away, any people you hang out with, anything you go and do that you wanted to do with him or used to do with him that you now feel guilty doing without him. He says, do not. There's nothing to feel bad about. There's nothing to feel guilty about. There's, whatever it is, he wants you to live your life to the fullest. He wants you to be as joyful and happy as if he was here. And remember, he doesn't have an egoic self anymore. You cannot hurt his feelings. Okay. So he wants you to do what's best for you, and he's in full support of that. He does want to say that, there are things that as a human, he wished he had set up better for you, that he had prepared better for you to take better care of you upon his passing, to make this easier for you. But he wants you to know that he did the absolute best he could while in human form. He wished while in human form he could have done more for you, so you're more prepared now. But he realizes now in hindsight that he really did the best he could. Okay. And here's the thing, Joe. Here's the other thing. Okay. And I'm asking him we're going to leave it with this because this is very pertinent. Our mind hangs on to things like that. Okay. I can tell he was amazing. He's an amazing soul, and that soul shone through. And there's so much unconditional love there. Okay. So when I say that souls choose when they pass, okay, that does not mean that he was saying, oh, I'm going to pass on Joe's 50th birthday because that's when I want to go. It's not like that. They choose the time of passing based on frequency. So there's a couple things he wants you to remember. Number one, even if it does not seem like it, there's a much bigger picture going on than just our lives here, than just what we're going through. Okay, you have an eternity. Your soul was eternal before you came into this life, and it will be eternal when you leave. So please keep in mind, you were already a soul before you came into this life with your husband. Okay, so it's not the end all. When we think of these things as being like the end all, then we tend to think it has a different meaning. But if we recognize that we were eternal beforehand and we're eternal now, and we're eternal when we cross over, and you're going to be with him again like that, it takes on a different meaning. Okay, somewhere that we don't understand, there was a meaning and purpose to the passing on your birthday. Okay, that would not have been his intention for you. Okay, but understand that there's bigger play at work here. Perhaps it was part of your soul's choice to have that as an obstacle. We choose things that are obstacles for us beforehand. Why? Because our human mind gets stuck on a date and a time. Our human mind gets stuck on, oh my God, like my German Shepherd passed on my birthday. Every day on my birthday, do I think, God, that was one of the worst days of my life? Yeah, I recognize it. But I have chosen not, that day's actually gone. So keep that in mind. Our calendar is human made. We made it up. The day that your husband passed will actually never come again. It was one day. It was one day that you turned 50. We look at our calendar and we go, oh my God, oh my God. Now the whole month is ruined. Not really. It's a program. That's a program choice. And one of the things your husband wants you to do is to rise above what everybody else does. Rise above allowing your ego to say, but he passed on my 50th birthday. You can rise above that and not feel guilty. You don't have to carry that with you for the rest of your life. Okay. And that's the type of thing he wants you to go beyond. Okay. When we don't do that, we're allowing our ego to keep us in perpetual pain and misery. Okay. He doesn't want you to do that because he's beyond that now. Okay. So I hope this helps. It takes a lot of practice to change the mindset, which is why I encourage people to get on a free discovery call with me to get clarity so I can give them direction if they need coaching or they need certain resources or they need to build their confidence in their spiritual connections. You guys can choose other things, but take the next step. And for you, this taking the next step is taking his advice that I have made long-winded to heart and start applying it. If don't take my word for it. You can feel in your heart and your soul, this is where he's guiding you. This is what he's saying. His love is never going to leave you. And after this reading now, you're going to have a stronger connection with him. You just need to practice listening to the subtleties, trusting yourself in what he says. Okay, trusting yourself. It's the subtleties. Okay, and if you want something more in depth, find a reader you trust and schedule them. Okay, if you guys want to connect more with me and I don't get to you today, my psychic medium page is down here and I have a YouTube page I'm working on growing. Okay, so please keep me posted. He is a beautiful soul, Joe. You are a beautiful soul. This is going to take time, but you have more choices in the matter than you realize. And that's what he wants you to know. He loves you so much. Take the time you need to cry and feel what you need to feel. And you're going to find that this is going to transform. Your healing process will transform and go through different phases. You're not going to stay where you are forever right now. Okay. All right. My love is with you, Joe. I'm going to send you with your husband now. Thank you for letting me read for you. Okay. You're both beautiful souls and you guys will be together again. Let's see here. I want to get to, guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get to as many of you as I can here. Let's see here. Andrea, are you still present with us? Let me know if you're still present with us, Andrea, please. And Rebecca, let me know if you're still there as well. Hey, Melissa, welcome. Acupressure, welcome. Um, let's see. Andrea, just let me know if you're there. I think this is you saying you are. Yes. Okay. Yay. All right. Let's tune in. Let's see here. I've got 9 minutes. And then, guys, later today or tomorrow, I'm going to be making up Angels in Action as well that Susie and I both missed on Monday. So don't forget, if you want to follow me for all my other free lives and fun events and courses and all that great stuff, find me on my Psychic Medium page. And don't forget to find Veronica Jenkins' healing meditation too, please. That is so helpful. I think everyone should do that. I think she has it every Monday. All right. So let's see. You do, Katie. You're right. You should schedule a discovery call with me so we can figure out where you need to go. All right. So let's see here. Oh, well, so this is such a special time of year, Andrea, to be, I mean, I know you always are thinking of your dad and checking in on him. This is such a, I have such a warm, fuzzy feeling from your dad, Michael, right now. And, he's actually super delighted even to be connecting with you around this time of year. I just get such a warm, wonderful family feeling that he is trying to, good night, Cornelia. He is trying to convey to you, and get that message through to you. Andrea, do you have, so I'm seeing a Christmas tree and I'm seeing sentimental items. Do you have like sentimental items on your tree? Ornaments and things that either he gave you or you gave him. They have special meaning. When you see them, they resonate him to you. They have special meaning. So they're either childhood memories or they're ones that you gave him or he gave you. And he's showing me that this is really a sacred time of year also for uh for connecting with him and or for memories. And um I just get so many warm fuzzies. He's showing me like, you know now on the other side, he can look and he can see these memories every time he wants, right? He can just go back and like replay life like a movie. He can jump into any part of life with you guys. But he's showing me ornaments on this tree that you have that are they have a connection to him. They're special to you because they relate to him. They remind you of him. And he wants you to know that's validation, that he's there and he's present and he's watching you, that he knows them. He recognizes them. He knows that you are thinking of him and trying to connect with him through that type of thing as well. He's also showing me, so is there a special drink? He's showing me a special drink, like a sort of like a beverage glass, maybe like an alcoholic beverage glass with some really delicious favorite. It looks like it's a seasonal drink. He might have had it all year, but something he especially enjoyed during the holidays, during the season. Do you still have like one of those special glasses or that special glass that was his? He says he liked to just sit down, especially during holiday times when his loved ones were around, when he felt the most relaxed. The just He says it's literally like he had a few days a year, he says, that were his favorite. I don't know if you're aware of that, but he literally had a few days of the year that were his favorite. They were either his favorite because it was when those he loved most were together. It was when he didn't have pressure to do other things. It was the only time he felt that he could really relax and rest. And he's showing me this glass. It's like a glass. It's like it's not plastic. It's a glass, a nice glass. And he's like, and this was my glass. And he's like, and I had a special drink or drinks that he enjoyed having in that glass. And he's like, and I loved to sit down in my favorite chair in my seat and sit and look and watch and enjoy the family. Listen to the sounds and the laughter of my loved ones. And he said, honestly, there were only a few days a year, like maybe 3 to 5 days a year that he said he ever felt he could do this, where he just felt completely relaxed. And he's like, that's when I felt I could be just totally me. He said, I felt like all is right in the world. This is what I love about my life. And just, I'm getting chills. And when I get chills, that spirit coming through and saying to me, yes, thank you. You're explaining this and sharing this the way I want to convey it. That's me getting validation for that and them thanking me. So that tells me I'm on the right track. But he said that was his favorite thing in the world. He said, everything I did for my family. Everything I did to see them healthy, safe, and happy. And there is nothing he loved more than seeing family together, loving one another, and laughing and enjoying life. And he said, knowing that I made that possible was the most fulfilling thing in the world to me. And it was those few days a year that I could sit back and watch that and have to do nothing and reap the rewards of that. Because he said that to me was giving. And he said, I can still see that. He said, now on the other side, he can watch that. And that's one of the reasons why he says this is actually like his favorite time of the year, one of his favorite seasons, because it was this cozy time when everyone was together and loving and laughing and there was food and he could just, he said he never really fully relaxed other than on those days. And that made everything worth it. So please know that that is his feelings. He's validating his presence. I would have no way of knowing this through the glass, through the ornaments, through this holiday season and what he loved the most. And that's 4 forms of validation that he's giving me to share so that you know that it's really him coming through. Let's see what you're saying here. He was always working. Okay. So little angels that you bought since he passed. Okay. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Those are the ornaments. Bailey's. Yes, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I was tasting. Something yummy. I just had that the other night. I love Bailey's. Let's see here. Hi, Malik. I see you. Yes, the glass. That was validating to you. Good. Loved you all around him. And he was always working. Yes. Okay. All right. So that, this is okay. But here, Andrea, you got to understand though, he can still see and love and watch and enjoy you guys. Understand that family rift or not, he's still watching you all and loving you all in your own laughter and your own joy. He was that glue. And some people have that impact when they pass away, they sort of lose that, right? I mean, the family sort of loses that glue. That is on the family, right? Yes, he gave everyone that, but it's up to everyone else to maintain that. Here's what he wants you to know about that before I have to log off, okay? It's sad on your side, on this physical side. On the other side now, he's more curious. He gets to watch. He loves you all. He sees you all having joy and enjoying what he was able to give you all in his own way. It's up to you guys now. He set that standard by being the glue. But please know that he is aware that everyone has their own things to learn and work through. And he knows that part of everyone's growth is having to work through those rifts, those challenges, now that he's not there to glue it all together. And Andrea, as upsetting as it may be to you and other family members, he wants you to know that from his perspective, it's okay. Like, that's life. Everyone is learning and growing from that. Okay. He loves you all just as much. He is there and loving and supporting everyone. He's very, very close to you. And I want you to know that you can keep talking to him now. Okay. So please know that you can keep speaking to him. Now that we've had this reading, your connection is going to be even closer. And so you will be able to, if you really listen to the subtleties, feel it. He comes through to you in feeling and in like hearing and thinking, right? So your clairaudience, your clairsentience, your claircognizance, and in signs and symbols. So he comes through to you in a very full way, and you'll be able to connect to him more fully now that we've had this reading. Okay. Don't forget, if you guys want to connect with me further, you can find me on my YouTube page or my psychic Facebook page. I do live free readings all throughout the week. And you guys can find me and follow me on my Facebook and YouTube page. I'm back here every Monday and Tuesday. I'm sorry, again, I missed you all last week. And Veronica has amazing readers on this group, on this page all week long. So if you did not get a reading, I am so sorry, but please know that your reading will come at just the right time. I want to thank you all for being present. She says, my hair moves when he's around. Yes, one of the signs. Amazing as always. Thank you for your kindness. You're welcome. I love you all. Bless you all. Your loved ones are with you. And go ahead and find me. And then that way, if you guys want to follow my other lives, you can. Also, if anyone wants and needs a 20-minute free discovery call, so I can help give you the next 3 steps of what you need to do as far as mindset coaching or building your confidence with your connecting with loved ones, whatever the case may be. If you're serious about making transformation and taking action, you guys can find me on my Psychic Medium page and message me there. Okay. All right. I love you all. Have an amazing day. Mwah. Talk to you all soon. Bye.